Welcome to Tajikistan, a landlocked country in the heart of Central Asia. You may not have heard of this country, perhaps often overlooked due to its more commonly visited neighbor, Uzbekistan. I wanted to see this mysterious country for myself and show you why it's one of the most interesting countries to visit in this region. With a population of over 9 million people, this country has a rich culture and history as well as beautiful scenery with mountain peaks over 5,000 meters high. Join me as I explore this unique country, starting by wandering around its peaceful capital, Dushanbe. Hello, good morning from Dushanbe, the capital city of Tajikistan, a country bordering Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, as well as Afghanistan and China. Something about Dushanbe feels a bit more like me in a way that it feels a lot more like a smaller town rather in comparison to Tashkent. Interestingly enough, many Tajiks actually live outside of Tajikistan. In fact, Bukhara and Samarkand, the cities in Uzbekistan, are largely Tajik-speaking cities. And the Persian heritage of Tajik people gives it a closer ties to Iranian. And they speak Farsi as much as the people in northern Afghanistan. The difference being these two, the Tajik usually or generally use Cyrillic alphabet, whereas the traditional Farsi-speaking people use Arabic. I'm currently standing in front of Rudaki statue, and Rudaki himself was a Persian poet that Tajikistan and Iran claim to be their favorite son. I think the tiles beautifully colored makes it more attractive for me. The Rudaki part, as you see, has such well-tended garden. There are so many different colors of these beautifully well-tended roses, and it's just quite nice to be surrounded by this many, nature in the city. So this is the statue of Ismail Somani, the 10th century Persian-speaking leader who also lends his name to the Tajik currency Somoni. I think this is one of the main point of interest in the city because there are so many locals trying to take photo and so many local photographs as well. The local photographer photo and then eventually I thought, yeah, okay, why not helping them out with a bit of income, but also it's fun making friends with with them, and they've been so very kind and just curious about the fact that there's a female traveling alone. Shukrob has been taking photo of me, he's got so many cameras, two of them, and this says Khul shed. He's a bit shy. So I paid 50 somoni. I bargained from 100 somoni. I said, no, that's too much. So I paid 50. Super. Spasiba. Rahmat. Speaking of Tajikistan currency, Tajikistan is still largely a cash society in which that card is not very much used here. And my experience with ATM withdrawals have not been successful. So if you're traveling to Tajikistan, I would highly recommend bringing some USD, physical USD, to exchange in the city. If you don't know, Dushanbe used to be a rather small village or a town that was famous for its Monday market, because Dushanbe in Tajik language means Monday. And it became the capital of Tajikistan as known as Stalinabad. And then the name reverted back into Dushanbe. To me personally, this capital city feels very laid back, and it presents this calm atmosphere, which I like. So I went to the market in Dushanbe thinking that I should also capture what the Central Asian market sort of atmosphere looked like in the city. However, as soon as I get there, I get quite overwhelmed, and I've noticed it more and more happening as I get older, how this type of sensory makes me feel like I just want to hide. Not that anything bad was happening, but I think I was not able to cope with this kind of uncomfortable feeling as I get older. So what I did was just taking my phone out and take a clip or clips here and there to sort of show you what the market looks like. One thing about people in Dushanbe that I found to be interesting is that how well dressed they are. It's as if that they put a great importance in how they look, and it is also reflected by some of the buildings, the grand design of the monuments, the architecture that the city has. And it's quite interesting because economically Tajikistan is considered to be like the poorest in the region because the country has neither oil or gas as their natural resources. Therefore, economically, they are quite dependent on foreign aid organizations. I was sitting at one of the benches, and then Farizona also came here, and she was like, "Are you a tourist?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she speaks really good English, so it's been really nice.
Welcome to Tajikistan. I hope you're enjoying your stay here.
Oh, thank you. She's so pretty. Can you see?
Thank you.
She's from the Pamir.
Okay.
And the travelers usually would go to the Pamir Highway.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm actually planning to apply for it as a tour guide because I know a lot of historical places from
and
especially
you speak
Ishkashim.
incredible English.
So my plans for the summer it's like this.
Wow, especially female tour guide. It's so nice to see.
Yeah. I hope they will accept me.
I mean, she's so pretty and then smart.
Thank you.
Just want to show how the Tajik hospitality looks like, right?
Yes. I'm pleased to meet you.
Oh, me too. Can you see this extravagant building? This looks like a palace. I think this could be a mall. I don't know because there are so many cars. A restaurant, it looks like there is a cinema and another restaurant. Look what I found. There is an amusement park for the locals and families. You've got a bouncy castle. You even get extra playground over there and an ice cream man. This one. Yes. Rahmat. It's like a perfect dessert for just 5 somoni. One thing about Dushanbe that I find quite nice is the fountains. There are quite a bit of fountains, actually functioning fountains here and there in the city, and especially when the sun gets really hot during the day. I think traveling around to the Central Asian countries have been so interesting to me personally because it makes me realize how much that these countries were historically part of each other, if that makes sense, because the current border, the modern border that exists today were created during the Soviet time, and the modern borders now are sort of an artificial invention of the Soviet, because historically these people were sort of divided between the nomadic, the traders, the Turkic speaker, and also the Persian speaker. And it's just fascinating to look at. Welcome to Rohat Tea House. This is one of the, probably even the biggest tea house in Central Asia. And you see that the ceiling are always decorative. I think that's very unique to Tajikistan. I think I'm looking for a seat by the edge, because then you get to see the street over here. So I've just got my couple of sambusas, and I think this is mutton sambusas as well as green tea served in a teapot. And in Central Asia, the way they drink tea is actually served and poured that into a small bowl instead of a tea mug like we're used to in the West or in Asia. And it's interesting because the menu, they've got that translated into English. However, some translation looks very funny. Like for example, this one, it says samsa, and I think this means samsa with mutton, but instead it says samsa the sacred. I don't know what is it about these countries in Central Asia. I think camera is a bit too intrusive, and some people are so suspicious about that, especially the older generation, and perhaps because of the time that they grew up in. And yeah, oftentimes I feel isolated in that scheme, in that sense, but I don't want that to deter me from actually enjoying my green tea. I'm just walking along the main street here, and as you see, there will always be a stall of like soft drink or ice cream. Thank you so much for watching today's episode from Dushanbe, the capital city of Tajikistan, and I hope that you get a glimpse of what this young city looks like. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Make sure to check out my social media, Instagram, as well as Patreon if you wish to support a creator like me and my work. And I can't wait to see you on the next video, because I am making my way up north to North Tajikistan and crossing the border into Uzbekistan. We'll hopefully go through the mountainous roads of the Fan Mountains, and I'm expecting an incredible journey. Which one is going to Penjaken? These guys are scary. No, he's increasing price. No, the competitions are crazy. Can I sit at the front then? 150. Really? Okay, super. It's a fun local traffic. Look at their butt. Looks like the Kardashians. I hope I won't get diarrhea, okay? There is no queuing system. That's crazy. That's crazy. But he said it's safe. I'm like, yeah, okay, right.